So I feel like Vici Gaming, especially given what they've done so far in the DPC system, does have the favorite here.
Oh yeah.
But is the draft that way?
I think that game one, Vici just...
Whoa, what is that? He just rolled up into the high ground, but he's going to be able to get the skewer down. Unfortunately, he pulled Matumba Man with him. And that is looking to be your first blood. Is Matumba Man? Oh, no, he's not in range. Fade's so fast with his boots first. He's good. He's out.
Decent attempt there, but Fade. I don't think as a 4-position mag you love having skewer level 1, right? That's kind of like the whole Rubik conundrum where if you... Somebody once told me, like, if you skill lift level 1 on Rubik, you're ruining games.
Okay, but it's not that bad, right?
No.
Boots first.
It's not as bad as that one, but it just doesn't feel good because I think what you wanted to do on this Magnus was just sit back, empower, pull creep waves, but it's fine overall. Not giving up first blood and forcing Liquid to show themselves like that, I think is an okay move. But yes, I agree with you. I think that Vici is heavily favored in this series because I felt like Liquid outdrafted them quite badly in game number 2, and the game number 1 draft was like 60-40. They got stomped. Game number 2, they surprised last pick.
GH missed the Fisher block, so because of that, they missed the first blood, and they also end up missing out on a bounty rune here as DY does manage to get 2 at bottom.
Yeah. But game number 2 should have been over, like, real quick. But Vici, I think, just outskilled them for, like, 20 minutes.
So what about the draft here going into game 3? Because I'm siding with Liquid on this one. I don't know about you.
You like the Dusa?
I'm just not sure. When I saw the mag, and I look at this Medusa pickup, and I'm like, are they really going to go mag PA? It goes into a Medusa. It is also now into a Razor as well. You've got a Beastmaster, which I think was a great last pick, which helps enable the Medusa a lot.
I actually really like the PA. Like, me and Owen backstage, as soon as we saw the mag, we both called the PA. We really wanted to see it. I think it's a good answer to a lot of Liquid's heroes. I don't really know if they have the burst damage for her either. Like, once she gets BKB, even if she gets roared up, I think she just kind of does what she wants this game.
Do you not feel like the heroes on the side of Liquid, like there's a lot of good counters to PA?
Like there is and there isn't. Like the Razor's not bad because you steal damage from her, but she also just like jumps in bursts. I need Mind Control to have a good game. Like if you want Liquid to win this game, you need Mind Control to have a good game because I feel like the last 2 games he was really underwhelming. Last game is Enigma, he didn't have a single counter aside from like the Bat Rider coming in at an angle and he still struggled. Game number 1, we didn't feel his presence at all in the Doom. And frankly, I think that Yang has just been outplaying him in this series.
Yeah, Yang played like a monster in that last game, but... Oh, the skill up into the high ground! Fade! Say, see you later!
That's why you get, I guess that's why you get Skewer. On his Matumba Man. The best part about this now for Vici is that Matumba Man was forced to use the TP.
Yep.
And so now if they make the switch back again, there's nothing that Matumba Man can do about it. So if I'm the PA right now,
you just TP
out.
Yeah.
Fade has put you into an unwinnable position with that. That was so sick.
Very nicely done. It looks like Vici Gamer are finally going to get the lanes that they wanted all along.
And look at this.
Yang's going to get away from the Razor.
He's going to get all of these creeps for free, and they can't kill him from this too. So he's going to get his like level 4 off the bat. The same thing is going to happen to Mind Control, but he's still only level 1.
Big Fisher block there from GH. Impale to follow it up. They are turning on a GH, but not going to be able to finish him off unless they want to dive this tower. They are going to do so, but the healing salve goes up from GH.
Oh, no,
Paparazzi's going to die instead. You needed Mind Control to have a good game. If Liquid wanted to win this, well, he gets the first blood. That's going to be troublesome. Miracles, that's a double damage Kunkka with Fate showing up with the skewer back as well. Ori ready to go with the big swing. Miracles slowed down. He's just walking straight into the tower, knowing that he can't escape. He didn't want to give the full hero bounty straight to Ori, but it happens anyway.
Yeah, and Fade making that level 1 skewer, really maximizing it. That was the most effective 3 minutes of Magnus play that a level 1 Magnus can possibly... Like, that's the most impact. I don't know what else he can do.
Okay. The PA smoked and ran all the way down here, and it's now going to show up on top of the Beastmaster. Mind Control's like, man, I thought I got the lanes right, but no. He's going to be caught here, skewered back once again by Fade. The boys try and go for the kill on DY, but he knows.
All right, Fade's insane.
Walk away.
He has had quite the series so far.
And now he's finally got the Empower. He's picked up so many kills for the team, and he finally picks up level 2. So now he can do even more work in the laning phase.
I think for Liquid, Deuce is going to get farmed. It's just what Deuce does, but I think their side lanes seem to go really well for them to have a chance in this game.
He didn't go 1-1-1.
No.
Aren't you supposed to against a Furion? Otherwise, he's just going to do that over and over again. He's just going to TP away and then teleport back in.
And Ori throws out the X with no Torn follow-up as Miracle. With that kill, not having the easiest of times, just going to deny that Invis rune. Not really helpful to him. It's not even worth going down there, but look at this rotation.
Another rotation coming into mid lane. The smoke appears and DY shows himself. Now the Medusa's relatively tanky, but it looks like this is going to be so much damage unless GH can save him here. There is the X, but no, the TP gets canceled. Now Miracle has no help in the mid lane. He will end up dying. A great play. They definitely skewered to stop that TP. Fade does it again, and now Paparazzi being gone under the bottom lane is going to be able to try and juke this out, but the board stay on top of him. He can't get away. Liquid pick up a counter kill here, 3-2. DY should be able to get back to the shrine just fine here, unless Kuro really wants to force him to use it.
What's the bounty rune split?
GH gonna be able to grab 2, and they couldn't secure the top lane, so that is gonna be Liquid picking up 3 this time. 29 and 12. Because the constant rotations into mid lane, this Kunkka is having an amazing game.
Yeah, and Miracle really needed that backup. I think he just assumes that with the Earthshaker Fissure, he should be perfectly fine and he can continue to play aggressively. But such nice play by Fade in this early few minutes. They're going to make the rotation in again.
They're going to go for Miracle again. They just don't stop. And there's no TPs coming in. This time around, they do have the extra bit of boat damage. Miracle is made much squishier because of that. Even DY shows up. Everyone from Vici Gaming is making a go at Miracle here. And Liquid, they need to formulate some sort of response here. GH is going to be able to find DY. Gets a really good Fissure block and a body block as well into the tree. So DY has to run the other direction. Kuro can help him get this kill. Pump faking it finally. Gonna let go of the Ice Path soon, I'm sure, as he needs to be able to catch DY, and he does manage to get it. Another round of Enchant Totems. GH tries to close the gap, doesn't quite get it, but can just run down DY eventually with the boots advantage.
Not the worst trade-off, but definitely not the one that you want to see. Is they lose Miracle once again, and this Kunkka can just get out of control. This is the way that Vici love to play this. They want to have one catch hero at all times, some sort of disruptor, some sort of Bat Rider, some sort of Kunkka, so they could always follow up on the kills.
Yeah.
They're making sure that if Liquid get out of position, people are dying guaranteed, as
the
Ori
only just now coming up. Ori may have to use it here if they still want to catch GH. Wrath of Nature comes out as well.
He's just going to finish up the camp.
And yeah, take that hard camp stack.
Make sure that nobody from Liquid gets it. It's 4-3. Very close game, but slight advantage to Vici as their mid laner is just going off right now.
Liquid, the trade-off is that they do have a Razor that's being able to free farm the top lane. But Furion's still getting a decent amount of CS. He's rotated around the map and still 31 and 7.
Yeah, for Vici, such an important game. Just to be able to wash out that loss to NIP, who I think is a lot better than teams give credit for. And for Liquid, also a very important game, not just to move on in the tournament, but to prove to people they can win without their Broodmother. Yeah. They can win without their Viper.
Well, they certainly didn't prove the Viper one in game 1. Miracle going to be caught on, looks like 5-6 times, but this time around, Liquid does have a response, and that response is going to be Matumba Man. They do manage to get the Fissure onto Ori. Matumba Man will run down the captain. Miracle's still in trouble, though, but they're controlling up Yang long enough that Miracle will be able to get some vengeance. They just kept pressuring him, kept taking it to him, and this time, Vici Gaming overstepped themselves.
Dusa is always going to be much tankier than you give her credit for. Even with early levels of Mana Shield, it like effectively doubles their health. And
Miracle doesn't really miss much of a beat this time around. he survives, and they had the Shrine available to him, so...
And that's why I don't love that Vici continues to go at him. They've slowed down his game enough, but it is a Dusa. She will just split shot farm and catch up. So I'd like them to focus more on this bottom lane.
Absolutely, that's where they're going to go for it. Mind control should be dead here. The Magic Wand definitely helps out a lot, but Paparazzi can keep on chasing.
And they do get that kill, and they needed that. You need to secure Paparazzi's game, and you need to slow down mind control, because I think this Beastmaster, the amount of vision that he gets, if he gets on this quick roll, early levels, I think it just hurts Vici a little bit too much. Whereas, like, Medusa will get the amount of farm that she's going to get. And Razor, against this lineup, will just have a good laning phase. But Razors can be dealt with.
We've seen these Medusas make plenty of comebacks just because, you know, they get a number of Wraith bans and they just start farming up the jungle. Meanwhile, this Beastmaster, I feel like his laning saves is essential, and same goes for GH here. Is underneath the tier 2 is being gone on. He's going to be pulled back by the X, or he's trying to separate himself from Matumba Man. Does have Fade to lend him a helping hand if needed. Fade, level 4, does have Skewer up, though.
He's actually got really decent levels, considering all the stuff that he's done around the map, and he was level 1. Starting the game at 3 minutes in. It's a very good job.
And now if he's just given the tome, he'll be able to get to level 6 because the Lion doesn't need it.
Yeah, both their supports have really great levels right now. And I think from what I've seen so far, the best support duo in this tournament, at least the most active.
And that has felt like the key to all of these top tier teams is that their support duos are usually way more active than you expect.
Yes. And this Lion level 6 DY in his Disruptor, absolutely absurd. Looking for kills with the Finger of Death right now. GH also hits his level 6. DY wants to make a rotation towards this top lane. Vici being much more aggressive about taking towers in this game now that they don't have to worry about the Brood.
Now, this is something we kind of always say, Blitz, but they are taking a fast pace to this game. They're taking towers quickly, but it's sort of the pace they have to take against this sort of lineup, right?
You don't want to play 2 melee cores against a Dusa much later on. So you have to get aggressive. They took a hero that could abuse both the Magnus and Power and Roshan early in the PA.
Snuffer back in. Kuro is very dead. They are going to go for, Primal Roar. I guess he thought, because the Macro Pyre's there, we're going to do a lot of damage over time, but not enough to commit for a kill.
Phase Boots completed on that Beastmaster, but overall net worth lead barely in favor of Vici right now. And Vici have to feel, as weird as it is, they have to feel great about that last game. Because I think they got outdrafted and they still pushed Liquid about as far as they could go.
Yeah.
So in game number 3, where they might think to themselves, we have a really even draft, we should have the advantage here.
Now all they need to do is be able to take that mid-tier 1 tower, but Kuro has already shown, just by throwing out the Macro Pyre, pushing back that wave. Matumba Man setting up camp in the bottom lane with the help of GH. It's tough for anybody to be able to show here. They're going to have a 2-man smoke up from Vici Gaming. I feel like this is one of their last smokes, by the way, because we saw so many used at the start. DY and Ori. If they can get the right kind of pick off here.
I don't think the Deuce is a complicated case just because you can finger her.
Yeah.
But you would also have to use the NPL to hit her in the end, and you'd have to burst her before anybody else could get there. It's just a high risk situation.
GH spotted out because of this ward on the high ground. And Victor's going to try and stop the X pullback, and it actually does miss. The boat does not land, and GH is going to be okay here. See the drawing out from Kuro, circling that top half of the map. What do you think that is?
I think he's telling people just mind control goes there. Because he's got Hawk and he's got the Boars, he can naturally push that lane out the safest. And they weren't able to make that trade for that bottom tower that teams often make. Beastmaster's game, I think, is kind of rough when you don't take that bottom tower. Because, you play offlane Beastmaster. When you take that bottom tower area, you get to place aggressive Hawks. You don't want to place these defensive Hawks and not be able to farm. You want to own that area.
That's so many of the offlaners that really just want to sit and farm in lane as well. When
they should kill Kuro here.
Camp. If they can kill Kuro, pop in a haste rune. Kuro, very, very dead. All he can do is just kind of throw out an ice path and hope for the best. But it seems like, maybe he's not dead. He's actually so tanky. They couldn't quite finish him off, and now the rotations come away from Liquid. I thought with a haste rune, man, but Kuro
That's so weird that
Thank you than I gave him credit for.
he wasn't willing to commit the moat, considering they were, in the first game, they were just willing to commit anything to get kills.
Yeah, that is true.
It's a low cooldown spell, too. But instead, they're going to go on Matama Man. But just kind of messing around is the Lion had to get forced out to the left-hand side. He thought that DY was going to come in. That would have been enough damage with the Finger of Death. And now DY's had the Finger for quite some time and has been unable to use it.
Yeah.
These long cooldown spells, especially Finger of Death, where it stacks that damage, you want to try to get that off as often as you can, as early as you can. That's why oftentimes the timing for Lion is you hit level 6, you immediately smoke up with another core, you try to get a kill, get that 200 gold in your pocket. But unable to do so in this one.
Yay. Going to be chased away by Matama Man. Oh, by the way, we shouldn't mention his build, because a lot of the Razors we've seen recently, Rod of Eight Toast and Yules. It's like one of those two items every single time. And it also gives you a way to cancel TPs. Here we're going to go Drums BKB. Why is that? Is he going to be caught by the Kunkka here, blown up by the Finger of Death? There. DY finally gets to use it.
Blink Dagger almost onto GH. That'll be a nice timing for him, but and the way that Vici's lineup can spread out, I think, makes it harder for him to get echoes.
Dire's middle tower.
But it does mean that he will almost catch the PA at all times, right? Just because the PA is going to blink forward. Once you see it blink forward, you should at least get an easy single target. But I think the reason why he's going for the BKB is probably because he doesn't really need to do much but frontline for the Dusa.
Yeah.
I think he thinks that this is a mid-game tempo lineup from Vici, similar to what we saw in the VP game. So Matama Man's trying to make it so that he can carry the Medusa in that mid-early game engagement.
He just kind of like pops BKB, gets on top of the PA or the Kunkka, and there's not a whole lot they can do to stop him. It's just RP.
Yeah, until PA gets like a lot more farm and can start threatening with that immediate burst. I think it's a very good build. For Vici right now, the weird part is you don't mind this pace at all. If you're Vici, you are playing against a PA, but at the same time you've got a 4-point of Empower Magnus with a PA on your side, right?
Yeah. You're naturally going to farm very fast, and PAs have been a lot more late game oriented than previous years of Phantom Assassins, thanks to that triple Stifling Dagger.
Yeah, this is going to be the interesting part, is whether or not the PA can commit later on, because now you've got an Empowered plus Vlad's Aura PA.
Fire goes out, PY. Trying to get in for the stop here. It's going to be spotted, immediately hexed up. The PA jumps onto him. The Ice Path is going to be able to stall things out. There's the Torrent, though, to be able to keep the Razor disabled. The rest of Liquid will fully retreat, giving up Matama Man.
Not sure what was going on there. I feel like Matama Man should have known.
Yeah, everyone else on Liquid was like backing up, and Matama Man just kind of chilled.
Yeah, and this is another classic VP move. You have a Roche hero, you've taken the mid-tier 1 tower, go into the pit. How far are we from the...
No Macropyre or Primal War out of mana. There's just like a lot missing for Team Liquid. 5 seconds for the Razor to come back up. Ori is looking for that extra bit of pickoff as they take Roshan here. They're going to be able to catch Kuro as well. X marks the spot. Throws out the Ice Path. Matama Man's going to be able to stay around here, though, and DY may be the one gone on here. So Matama Man's getting a lot of PRP on it, too, though. Pamoro goes out, trying to control the PA, but the damage is already done. They've lost their core, and Matama Man. And now it's going to be Chiguro dead. Beast Paths are going to fall as well. This is the fast pace that Vici Gaming can take to you. You get out of position once, and they can get pick-off after pick-off thanks to this Kunkka. They go for Roshan. They're going to go high ground. Tier 2, now go for Tier 3 as well. The buyback already coming out from Kuro.
They've got a Deso PA. They've got to do something about this, or this tower will fall very quickly. And now
your shrines this early was so terrible.
So well done by Vici. I love their decisiveness right there. They decided to just go for it, and you can see how differently they play when they have that disruptor type hero. When they have something that gets that insta catch, the low cooldown catch, either the glimpse or the X, it's that follow-up of getting the tower, then getting the follow-up kill. It's so perfect for them. They also have the Heaven's Halberd completed on this Kunkka now. All the item timings are swarming in for them.
Blitz, I feel like all the teams that we've seen with this Medusa, they've always made sure the Medusa's on the front lines, right? Because it's just hard to be able to go on her with the Stone Gaze and her natural tankiness. We're not seeing that from...
Yeah, we saw this from Liquid earlier on in the group stage too, when Miracle played the Medusa. I can't remember, I think it was versus Keen. It was game 1 versus Keen. He took so long to come back to the base that eventually they just went for the high ground. They took that top area. He wasn't actually Dusa, he was a different hero. But it's kind of like Miracle's thing where he just decides, well, my team will hold. Like, this is normally what happens. My team just holds, but, I mean, they're punishing his greed right now.
Yeah. I mean, again, how many times have we talked about the conundrum of trying to take the 5-man, you know, on the aggressive team, trying to fight into the Medusa and always, like, smoking and running into a Medusa, and their team fights just kind of spoiled. And here, like, we just had sort of, like, back-to-back situations where the Medusa couldn't be found, not near that tier 2. Mataba Man's the first one in, and not the high ground defense.
I think Miracle right now is getting way too used to playing these Dusa games where everyone can just hold. But the point of Dusa, I think, is to be able to hold towers. You park that Dusa in front of that mid-tier 1 tower, it's really hard to get past her. Just using her as an AFK farmer changes her playstyle. And right now, Vici's making them pay for it, as they are up 6k gold. Their PA is absolutely massive. He still has 2 minutes left on his Aegis. They can take shrines if they want. Or he's going for a BKB now too. He's got a full S and Y. Their item timings are going to be sick. And they've got a pipe on Yang.
Oh yeah, good halberd choice. I like that for the Kunkka. That's going to be shrined down so much. Map control is going to be lost by Team Liquid, and there's still a lineup that needs to be able to farm more, not just on the Medusa, but the Beastmaster as well. As Miracle had a very rough laning phase, and maybe that's part of the reason he did not feel compelled to get in front of these objectives with his team. He's like, guys, I got to recover. He's only just now beginning to eclipse the average net worth of Medusas, and as he is closing in on that Scotty.
They also, the weirdest part was that engagement in mid where they ran into the point blank RP. They just like kind of walked himself in this.
He's going to get the RP on. Beautiful RP onto the Medusa. This Fisher's going to be able to stall up. They changed on him with the boat as well. Now he's out of mana. No stone gates available. No saving grace for Team Liquid. They're going to catch him at top of mana as well. Pull him back in with the Axe Finger of Death. Zap. Team Liquid now going to be forced to buy back on a Medusa. We said he was just beginning to get ahead, and now he is brutally behind.
You give Vici these heroes. You let Ori play these Kunkas. They get their Disruptor. This is what games are going to look like. You're not playing against your average team that just goes for tower and they settle. They continue to play for more, that aggression that they have. And you're seeing it again. It's eerily similar to game number 1 where now Fade's like, whatever, single target, I'll use my RP, no problem.
Yeah.
It's not like where Mind Control was looking for the big black hole or the big doom. Fade's just saying, I'll throw it out when I see an opportunity. And now they put them in a position where if the Dusa dies once, the game is actually just straight up over in 20 minutes.
And again, Vici Gamer getting to maintain the aggression here, knowing that, as you said, 1 death is all it takes, a double damage. PA, that is a perfect opportunity to try and surprise Liquid by smoking inside of the base, and Liquid, they're going to smoke themselves. All of a sudden, Curl realizes, what the hell? My smoke's popping through right here. Curl is going to be gone on almost immediately. The boat's going to be able to finish him off. Oh, not quite enough damage. Tries to get away from the dagger. Will be able to finish him now. Paparazzi lost a lot of his damage here. The double damage is still kicking him in, so he hits okay. And he's going to try and finish off himself anyway. This rival roar, not going to happen. He just ends up going down to big RP. No slam, though. Lucky down 3. That was showcase follow-up. Team Liquid, what a big turnaround by them. All on the back of GH. Yang, he's going to sprout, try and go for the teleport out while Paparazzi's still okay to be able to fight. Yang is stopped. His teleport's not available, but they're going to try and go for mind control here, but they're being kited non-stop. And the Mataba Man's now back in. GH with a beautiful Fisher into the enchant totem. They stay on top of Paparazzi. Mataba Man wants to be able to get this kill. Paparazzi's been so far away, but he does have the blink target to get out. And Liquid do not have the catch as GH is just a bit too far away.
I meant to say Big Echo is... I mean, that's a game saver right there. Because if you lose that fight, the game is in all likelihood just over. They're going to double rax you at 20 minutes, right in front of your base. But GH with a big hold.
We've been praising Vici Gaming's aggression, and like it's paid off for them in so many situations, but finally we do see the downside of that.
Yes.
They smoke directly inside of the base. Yeah, sure, if you win that fight, maybe game over, but what are the chances you do? And that's going to help Miracle get back into the game for sure. He's already got one of the ultimate orbs. Before the next fight, he may even have this Scotty.
Vichi's trying to avoid this like late game interaction, 2 melee cores against the Medusa as hard as they can.
Yeah.
So they're getting a little bit too over-aggressive. I don't necessarily disagree with the idea, just because I think that if you win that fight right there, the game's over. You don't get a lot of opportunities in Dota like that at 20 minutes.
At the end of the day, Vici Gaming is still up by 11k net worth, and they can just kind of chill out and wait for the next Roshan if they want.
And they didn't lose either of their big cores. That's the big thing.
That's true.
They only lost the other 3 heroes. It's not an irrecoverable position. That's why that net worth swing wasn't massive.
And this is such a... we just had a lost fight, but now Vici Gaming's probably even stronger than they were before. Double BKBs picked up. One for the Kunkka, one for the Phantom Assassin.
But Tama does have a BKB as his plasma field. Just scratches the nose of Yang.
I don't think Mansu does, right?
Oh, it said over the hero, but that was weird. Kunkka does.
And then the PA does.
Yeah.
Oh, I think it's only Vici Gaming with the big power spike because they're going to 4-man smoke up here. Yang can join them at any time.
They're doing this right in front of the base, so if they win this fight...
Go for it again. Go for the throw. Do manage to get the RP, but it's only other Jakiro. That's not what they want. Oh, the Echo lives. Oh, no. GH is going to be bursted out. The smoke comes in, or he just needs a couple more swings. He's going to pop the BKB to ensure it. Meanwhile, Paparazzi in the middle of this, but he's already had all of his damage drained away by Matumba Man. DY is going to try and give him a blink target to the right-hand side here, going out the X. Paparazzi gets a little bit farther away, but the Fisher is going to be able to slow him down even further. Another blink is up, gets a little bit farther away, but they just keep on chasing. Nice. Proud. Yang, what a swing with the trees. That completely blocks out Liquid.
Oh, GH. He had a game-saving echo, and then whatever that was.
He had to have been hit by some sort of damage. He also was X'd almost at the same time, so...
I mean, that fight still almost looked like it was okay because Paparazzi just got one on forward on the left-hand side, and they drained all of his damage.
Yeah.
The seeds of force.
We're going to watch this replay again.
RP, it's like, oh no, that's terrible for Vici.
Oh,
and then
the Nature's
so
Prophet
much worse. The Wrath of Nature. I mean, you can't really plan for that. It hits you right as you think you're going to blink. Can't really be blamed for that situation at all.
And they used everything they could to try to just control Paparazzi. And they, credit to them, they almost killed him. But Vici, that sprout was so good from Yang. Just salvaging that fight. He's going to build a Lotus Orb to try to bounce back that roar.
I do wonder if it was, I'm presuming it was a Wrath of Nature bounce that hit him, but it would be sick if it was actually Yang just straight up going, I'm going to click it on you.
Dire's bottom tower.
They're going to be able to get the tier 2 bottom. That's the last outer tower for Team Liquid. And Vici Gaming still holding on to that very strong 11k net worth lead. Roshan is now up. Blitz, do you think Team Liquid should contest?
I think they have to.
Radiant's middle tower is under
I think fighting against Aegis Cheese, it allows the PA to just insta-jump one of your supports. GH already used buyback too. Like, they're in such a rough position right now on the side of Liquid. I wouldn't be surprised to see them smoke. They've got Hogs to work with as well.
Great choice by Yang. The Lotus Orb, so now he can apply that on Paparazzi when he jumps in. Won't have to worry about the Razor static link, but they're currently trying to do Roshan. Team Liquid are smoked up. DY positions himself to be able to break that smoke and try and get some sort of disable. GH throws out the Fisher. Fade sitting on the side here. Look for that RP as he's going to be able to... GH goes in with the Echo Champions. The RP that makes it this fight. Smoke comes in. But the BKB, now the Sogi is going down as well. If it was such a good RP, it seems like Paparazzi's falling in with the Scotty on top of him. He's trying to get the kill on top of them as soon as possible. They get the Roshan, they get the Aegis, they kill Yang as well. Team Liquid, they win the fight. Now they look for more. Ori shows himself. Team Liquid going to try and pursue a little bit here, but I think they're very happy with the way that engagement went.
I'm not even sure how that happened. That looked like that was going to be the best RP that we've seen all tournament.
It's the BKB from Matumba Man. They just didn't have enough. The boat came in a little bit too late. They got up both Stone Gaze and BKB on the Razor. And then at that point, Vici Gaming was just not able to fight.
Radiant's middle tower.
PA gets drained out of all her attack damage. You don't get the chain stun you needed on the Razor to burst him down.
Yeah, good decision though by Liquid. I think they had to take that fight. If you don't take that fight, you give up Aegis Cheese, you probably just lose. And Vici was in that weird position where they got Roshan low enough, where they feel like they have to stick around that area, and there's no disengage at that point.
And now, like, how about the other side of things? Does Vici Gaming wait out 4 minutes of an Aegis? I mean, that could be a damage item on the Medusas. We're going to see that fight one more time.
So Fade gets the angle, hits 3, but GH solo RPs stacks the PA, who does jump in but gets roared instantly.
They're going to head back into the game here as Yang tries to go for the teleport out, but a Fisher stops him. 11K, now cut down to 7.
Dire's top shrine is under attack.
And it's this next item that's going to change things a lot for Liquid. Is the MKB.
Yeah. I mean, even just the levels, right? Level 20 Medusa, that's a massive pickup.
Has fallen.
For Vici, things are getting a little bit worrisome. Not the kind of position that they wanted to get into.
Yeah. Stone Gaze duration. If they actually get out the Stone Gaze,
DY's so dead.
Right into it. DY is going to be clipped ever so barely by Matama Man. Thought he could go for the DP out, but GH, he's always there with the Fisher.
And this is how you chip leads, bit by bit. They're not giving Vici time to just breathe and recover, but I think this might be a conscious effort by Vici too. I think they're under the assumption that they can't fight into the Aegis Dusa, which is more than correct, let me tell you. If you don't think you can fight into the Aegis Dusa, don't even bother, just buy time. So also now got an MKB.
Now you're thinking about your next power spike, which is the PA level 25.
Yes.
That also means we're going to get the Medusa to level 20. Likely, unless the PA gets caught here, there's going to be a massive tail. The Echo Slam go down all the stuns. Echo Slam, Prime the War, everything they have. Because if the PA is gone, what damage does Vici Gaming have?
And now you have 2 minutes.
Cutting the creep wave.
Oh, this is really smart. And he's just going to try to go for the War too.
That'll save the tier 2 for now.
Radiant are scanning.
But as the creep wave returns,
Radiant's middle tower.
If you're Liquid, would you continue to go for this?
I would be tempted for sure. If I can get a buyback out of that PA,
Has fallen.
it would be massive. But at the same time, much like playing into a Disruptor, it's going to be tough to be able to back out against this Kunkka, who's working on this bottom tier 3 right now. Miracle forced to pop his Manta to get rid of that Lion Siphon.
And Liquid now notices what's going on, but it doesn't look like they have any interest in going back. And Ori's just thinking to himself, I can't defend this anyways, so I'll just continue to hit this up.
Oh no! Kuro already TP'd over. They do have, I guess, BKB. There's nothing to stop that here. So they got the tier 3 down. Shrines are now open. Liquid's not in a position to take them just yet, but it is a big win.
Not that bad for Vici though. Like the fact that they didn't get Rax there in a position where they didn't have to force out PA to do anything.
Yeah, they didn't lose their buyback. They didn't lose the lane of Rax.
Yeah, and they survived the Aegis.
Yeah.
Which I think is quite huge, because I think the Dusa was in prime position. If Kunkka's not hitting your bottom Rax, or bottom tier 3 tower there, they probably just go high ground and take a free set.
Yeah. Ooh, man, with the Solar Crest, you put that on the Medusa, she already has the Beastmaster aura going on. You gave her even more attack speed. That damage is no longer going to be something that you can just ignore the whim and go for other heroes.
Oh, I'm so glad we got a game number 3 now. Just the type of game that we've seen now, with Vici having such a big lead, Liquid having to chip it away. Vici, I mean, they're still above 50%. And as long as their mentality is such, I think they're in an okay spot. Because it always feels really bad blowing that big of a lead.
Yeah.
Because you're telling yourself, like, oh, now we're losing. If you're not growing your lead, you feel like you're losing your lead. But that's part of Dota 2, where you have to be able to reset yourself and say, like, okay, things are still alright. If you're on the side of Vici, you just remember what happened in the last game, where Liquid was also able to recover. Vici's in a similar position. It's a little bit worse because they have to play against that Dusa.
Yeah.
But not all hope is lost. Still a pretty coin-flippy game.
Shrine to fall here in the top lane. Solar Crest on both sides, it seems, as Yang's going to pick one up as well. An AC for the Kunkka. Doesn't have, like, a ton of damage himself, though. And that's where it seems like Liquid can just all in on killing the PA when possible.
Yeah, I think he needs, that's a really good point. I think he needs a really big damage item right now. Because what's happening is, in all these fights, Paparazzi just kind of gets corralled. They've 1v4 him, and there's no incentive to go on anybody else. They won that fight with a 3-man RP and GH just solo echoing the PA.
Yeah.
Because they understand that if Paparazzi gets low, he gets forced into a position where his BKB is largely defensive. Like, he's spending that entire time just walking himself back, trying to find blink targets to get out.
That 3-man RP looks a lot different if PA can actually blink strike and just start cleaving people down with that empower.
Yeah, he needed to hit... They're going to go for the smoke. Vici, they want to try to recover this game back. They really don't want to go super late against this Dusa. I mean, they forced her into a buyback position as Miracle's going to hold the high ground with the cheese.
On the high ground with that extra cheese. That's going to be tough to fight into. They immediately hex him up. BKB activated. With the Fisher down, the bow coming out as well. They're actually going to damage. Now the RP goes down as well, but it's still not dead, and they drained away so much damage away from Paparazzi. He realizes he's hitting like a kitten. He can't take this anymore, so he's going to try and run away, but all of Liquid just stick to him like glue. Paparazzi tries to blink shake away. Liquid, the Fisher, no! He can go chase him down, and GH knocks him down. Hits him with an enchant tome, takes out the Lion as well. No buyback available for the PA or for the Lion. A 5 versus 3 Team Liquid head straight down mid. Look for their very first lane of barracks.
They almost had him, but the cheese pop at the last second completely turns that around, and the Fissure just made it
look at that, they're going straight for the tier 4s. They say if you don't have buyback, you can't stop us. And the Kunkka doesn't have the damage to be able to put up here, Team Liquid. They've managed to hold for so long. The boat's going to come out onto Kuro here. They're going to try and deal with some of these supports really quickly. Or he gets a good swing out. That's going to be enough to kill Kuro, but he can't get too much damage to Matama Man. The throne is all that matters here as well. The throne is getting low. Good skewer back from Fade, but still Miracle's laning into that throne. A great torrent. But Matama Man dropped a little bit low. They're going to focus on GH now. They should be able to take him out, but still, the throne, a quarter HP. Matama Man bounces BKB, and Miracle's just trying to focus down. The Primal Roll goes down as well. He bounces back into the Beastmaster, but still, the throne is only at 400 HP. Tori goes down. The Goose is so low. They're trying to get it. Mind control swing. He's taking it up dead. Game Liquid will take game 3. They take down major winners Vici Gaming and move on in the lower bracket.
I mean, it's saying on my screen that Vici's still ahead in gold, and they lost this game.
Unbelievable comeback from Team Liquid. Blitz, we talked about the narrative of this series.